I mean, why the fuck was she not? She'll play my side just to be hot. Hop in my ride, crushing these blocks, swallow her pride. Fuck them Reeboks, red bottoms, high girl, get on top of Lido's on and go with your squad. Let's make this porn. See the red dot, the camera's on. Here's your big shot. They said you shot. I know that you not. Now prove them wrong. Make it.
If he can't go to places I go, he ain't been to places I've been. If he can't fuck the hoes that I fuck, he don't spend the way that I spend with him. She hold that pussy.
I know I'm starting off a little bit crazy today, but it's a good record. Slaughterhouse, She Will, Freestyle, man, I still listen to that. I haven't heard that in a long time. And you know what? It's interesting because now when I hear Joe Budden rap, I be like, I get a little bit sad because Joe doesn't rap anymore. And he should, because his shit is fire. He just does this podcasting shit, him and his homies. And that shit's cool, but like, I just be sad. That's all. It's a good record. It's Thursday night. I'm going to make this quick. I feel like I say that every damn week, and then I'll be in here for 45 minutes annoying the hell out of y'all. And that's all right. Shout out to my sister, Gabby. Gabby, what's cracking? One of the world's essential employees. Shout out to you. Shout out. You know what? You would like this face mask that I just picked up. It's office themed. And that shit is fire. And I took pictures and then I was like, let me put these on IG. You know, you want to flex a little bit. And then I decided, no. I'm going to just let niggas see me in the streets with the mask. And they're going to be like, oh my God, where'd you get it? And I'm going to say, like I always say, I don't remember who it directly came from, but if you take your ass on Etsy, you can get all types of masks. Where I get my mask from, because people come up to me like, oh my God, you got a cool mask. Where'd you get it from? The website, bro. Just go to Etsy. You can get all of them. But Gabby, I know you appreciate that as an Office fan. Did I hear about the guy who found shrimp tails in his box of Cinnamon Toast Crunch? No, I did not hear about that. That sounds disgusting. But it just kind of made me wonder, like, who really at the Cinnamon Toast Crunch plant on their lunch break still on the floor dropping their lunch into the fucking cereal? That's the only way that can happen. Or somebody in transit got a hold of a box, like they opened it and had the thing to like crease the bag back up or something, put the shrimp tails in there and then reboxed it. But that seemed like more work than the first scenario I pitched. In the second box, he found used dental floss. None of this just seems real. Where did you hear this story at? Put it in the chat. We gotta confirm it. That don't even be sounding like something that's real. This sound like he's just trying to get clicks. But that does sound crazy. If that really happened, oh my God. The lawsuit's finna be crazy. Dental floss, oh my God. He got it in a jumbo pack, 2 boxes at Costco. Oh my God. You know what? From time to time, I shop at Costco. Correction. Shout out to Mark. Mark has a Costco membership. Mark goes to Costco. Most times she'll ask me if I need stuff. I'll be like, yeah, hook that up for me. And then in exchange for money, I get Costco items. So I have shopped at a Costco a couple of times to know, you get pretty good deals. But their cereal selection is kind of whack. But they do have Cinnamon Toast Crunch. And I feel like if I would have been Buddy, it would have devastated me. Because who are you really mad? Are you mad at Costco? Are you mad at Cinnamon Toast Crunch? General Mills, I think, is the overall seer of that fine cereal. And now I have many questions because I got half a bag left up in the pantry. So now when I pour it into the bowl, I'm going to have to inspect it. And black people stab at the cereal anyway, but I don't stab at it enough times to see if there's shrimp tails in the bottom of that motherfucker. I'm going to just find out when I pour the fucking almond milk over the top of it and they all start floating to the top. I would be devastated. It was on the news. Look it up. Nigga, you think I watched the news, nigga? If I didn't see it on Twitter or it didn't pop up on IG, it wasn't that important. I'm not watching the news. I do enough to contaminate my own brain. I will not have that be ruined more by a news network. I do watch the news from time to time, just not all the time because shit, that shit is depressing. Why do niggas like watching the news all the time? Anyway, we're not worried about that. Let me talk about, I see, what is Shorty's name? You know, I call everybody Shorty, but I saw this today and I was like, this is something that's important. Important shit is what we're here to talk about. But first, I got to get my ass over to the thing. I want to say, yeah, today is a very important day because for the first time in history, Boston has a black mayor. Kim Janey. This is crazy. And it's a female. I love that. Women's History Month. It's lit. I mean, this is more important than a nigga finding shrimp tails in his cereal. I don't care about that. But Gabby, I appreciate you because we got some good jokes off. That shit was cool. But F that. We want to shout out to Kim because Kim, if you know anything about Boston, Boston is just not, it's not the greatest place in regards to race relations between white people and black people. But the fact that they now have a black mayor, that signifies that their city is starting to change, become a bit more progressive. People are doing the right thing. I hope Kim does well. If Kim don't do well and she piss y'all off, y'all do what y'all got to do to get her out of there. But I say that about all political positions held by people. I just feel like, look, if they're not doing the job, and I'm talking about when it comes to cleaning up your city, you know, creating programs, you know, adding services for children, you know, and like doing all of those things. If they're not doing those things and they're not cut out for the job, get them out of here. But otherwise, I think this is great. It's historic. Shout out to Kim Janey, ladies and gentlemen. I really think this is dope. Women's History Month. This is lit, man. We got to celebrate this shit. Even going after next week, we got to keep it going. Everybody got to do their part, man. But I saw that today and I was like, yo, this is dope. I think that's her and her daughter in the picture. Oh my God, it's lit. Do your thing. And then also, New York officials reach a deal to legalize recreational cannabis. You know what? I read that today and that got me thinking, I feel like at my last therapy session, maybe Ant wasn't hearing me well. I feel like Cuddy thought I was trying to say, because I know that I have said that I was going to quit, but I'm not, because this is the thing. I want to be able to use it because I just like to smoke weed, not because I'm under severe stress. I think Ant thinks that we're going to try to get me off of it. I don't know how that's going to go. But you know, at the same time, you know, that's what you go there for. We're gonna see. We're gonna try, work it out. We'll see what happens. But this is crazy because I'm thinking at this point, y'all might as well just legalize it everywhere. Why do you continue to just do it one state at a time? You understand the significance and what it can do for a state. All these things. Just go ahead and just blanket that shit, man. What's taking so long? It's crazy. And while you do this, if there's anybody that's serving hard time for this marijuana thing, you got to let them out. Because you can't have them in there because they sold this and they made money if you plan to legalize it and make the money. That can't be how this works. I don't know anything about that, but that's just, I just was thinking that, like, yo, y'all might as well just let them out because it's just drug dealing, right? That's how y'all classified it. And now these people are going to just be on pop-up shops on the corner and stuff. And this shit is cool because out here in Seattle, you get a whole receipt and everything. It's legit. And the people are really friendly. It's crazy. Like, because I lived in a time where you had to be like, you wear your coat all funny and niggas walk up with their hands in their pockets with the hood over. Like, yo, what's up, dog? What's up? And everybody walked like that. I know it looked weird because you can't really see me, but everybody was like, yo, what's up? And then they'd do like the little fake handshake, but it's cuffed weird so that way the money don't fall out or whatever you get. And listen, y'all, I'm only talking about the Mary Jane. I'm not talking about the other stuff because on this show we don't condone none of that. We're not doing any of that. Alyssa, shout out to Alyssa in the chat. What's cracking? I don't think they will ever legalize it down south, at least in Texas. Whew. Gabby said, I disagree with legalizing unless it has age limits and stipulations. Fam, out here you have to be 21 or older to go in and get it. It's an adult usage type of deal. Like, it's not. I don't know what you know, and I don't know a ton, but I think like when you're in a place and you kind of see how it operates, I think a lot of your questions and concerns would be answered and probably put to rest, and then you probably would be more on the side of just going ahead and getting it done. But I don't know, because like I said, you and I've never had that conversation, so I don't know what you think. And I'm somebody that it don't really impact me any type of way, because I didn't really start even smoking like that till I was like 26. And now I'm like, yo, I just want to be able to pull up, go ahead and get it. If anything, I'm trying to figure out why this shit's not drive-through yet. Because I know back home in Pensacola, they used to have a drive-through, like you could drive through a liquor store. It was this old lady that ran it. But you know what's crazy though? Shorty wasn't really checking IDs like that. Because I remember in high school, we was riding in my homeboy's whip and we pulled up, and he definitely was not 21. We were all teenagers, and he definitely pulled up and was like, yo, let me get this. And she just was like, yo, $45. And then buddy handed her the money, and then we pulled off, and that was it. And I don't know what happened to that lady, but that was crazy because Shorty really was like, the business should have been called the enabler, because who knows what she was doing behind closed doors, but that shit was crazy to think about. Shorty really just sold us alcohol. That's an irresponsible adult. Now that I know what I know now, and that whatever I just said didn't fucking make no sense, but knowing what I know now, I understand that that's just a horrible move. Why was she doing that? But I wonder if she was rich because she was just getting money. Like liquor store right over the bridge, you just pull up. Everybody was doing it. Gabby says, haha, drive-through margaritas are popular here in San Antonio and Texas in general. I didn't know they had drive-through margaritas. That sounds kind of lit. I haven't had a margarita in mad long. You know, last week or like the week before, when I went to Portland, that I had my first drink that I hadn't drank in 6 or 7 months, maybe. And then like last weekend, I was turned. I mean, not nothing crazy, but like just whiskey every day. And the weekend's only a couple of days, but if you know me, you know that's a lot because I don't drink like that. This was on the drink. And now I'm like, yo, a margarita would be lit. But the thing is I don't even really fuck with margaritas like that. It just looks like cool little, I like the way they look like slushies, I guess. But then they just don't really be tasting all that great. Yeah. Alyssa's on board with the idea of drive-through margaritas. So if you are a visitor to Texas, be sure to visit San Antonio and you can get a drive-through margarita. I don't know if you have any interest in that, but that sounds like some shit that's kind of cool because we don't really have that out here. All righty. Well, let me get back to the show. We talked about Kim Janey. Let's talk about the NBA trade deadline. I feel like people were making a big deal about this. And I didn't see one move that made me feel like any team made a jump to be like a serious contender for the championship. You could maybe say because Rondo played on the Lakers last year, and now that he's going to go play for the Clippers this year, and they have Kawhi and PG, that maybe that makes them a front runner because Anthony Davis and LeBron James right now are both injured. But even that I don't really believe in. I'm not impressed with none of this shit. I do love Rondo. Welcome back to LA, Cuddy. I don't understand why you went to the Atlanta Hawks. That just seemed like a weird deal to me. I feel bad though, because like now I can't really F with Rondo because who's really a Clippers fan? Nobody, baby. I just really didn't see any trades that were worth like the fuss that they were making. So I hope Braun and them get back healthy. AD come back healthy. I really do want to see KD finish out the rest of the season. I'm more on board with a Brooklyn LA final. LA Lakers, not the Clippers, y'all. So hopefully that happens. Get back healthy, please. Let's do some shout outs real quick. And mainly just a couple of podcasts I've been listening to. I've been listening to this show a lot, which actually is mad funny. But I went back, started listening to a lot of the Joe Budden, and I was like, you know what? I've always listened to these. And not that I'm going to stop listening to them, but I want to branch out because I've started to engage with some new people, and they've been telling me about new shows and things of that nature. One that I watched, and y'all have to excuse me because I never remember names. You have to tell me the name 100 times before I remember it. That is how I've always been. That's how I always will be. So I have to look it up. Unless I'm like, your shit is just right here in front of my face, it's hard for me to remember. So the one I listened to the other day that was mad funny was the Deanna Cruz podcast. What is this called? The DCU? I think that's what it's called. Let me go to the page real quick. Yeah. I think you should check that out. I don't have a Spotify account, so somebody sent me the link. Shout out to Cindy sending me the link. And I opened it. It went through my Safari thing, and I was just listening to one of their episodes, and they were talking about texting and how people, communicate with each other, but it was really good dynamic. They weren't talking over each other. It was great to listen to. It was Deanna, Cindy. What's Buddy's name? Tom. I'm bad with the names. Once I get familiar, Buddy, I'm sorry, but you were great though. He was adding comedic relief, but it was good. Great podcast. Mark is a fan of the show. Mark's been on the show. Mark has done my photo shoots and stuff like that. Mark has a podcast. Her and her friends. Mark, I'm trying to pull up the information, but I low key don't even know the name of it. You didn't put the name on the bottom. Let me go look it up. You know me, I'll be forgetting. But again, these are great shows. The No Thank You Show. I knew it, and it always be that it's easy stuff. Why do I not remember it? I can remember all these song lyrics, but for the life of me, I can't remember names of people and certain things. And again, if you've ever spent any real time with me, I'd be doing that. I just don't remember. But anyway, the No Thank You Show. Mark, who else we got? Lexi, Crystal, who else we got? Felicia. I'm going to read what Mark wrote. I told her I wasn't going to read it, but I'm going to read it. 4 women just talking hot topics and diving into deep discussions about, I'm assuming that meant to be life through a female lens, and sharing all the times and ways we as women have to still tell people no thank you. Oh, I like that. I'm only reading the first part because I told you I wasn't going to read it all. Because what I'm going to do is I want to have them on the show so they can talk about it. I'll do a mobile show. I'll come to y'all and we can record. If I'm invited, that's up to y'all. But anyway, their show is great. I love to support my friends. I mean, shout out to anybody that's really spending time to put out content, put it on platforms so they can have their voices heard. I love that. So we over here building people up. All of my friends are dope. I hope they all make it. I need y'all to make it, and then y'all can, once I really turn up with this other side project that I'm working on, and when y'all get rich and famous, I'm going to sell you a container home. I'm really on that. Y'all know anything about container homes? How they take storage containers and then they modernize it and they do all these things. Oh my God, it's amazing. I can't wait. All right, back to the damn show. Let me stop talking about my dreams. But shout out to all of these wonderful women who now are, I think Deanna's been doing a podcast. I'm late to her game. They're on like their 125th or 26th or 27th episode or something crazy like that. She's killing it. Radio personalities, doing all the things. Like I said, I think they said they usually have 4 people on the show, but that's kind of hit or miss or something. I don't know. I think it's a small group of people who have made the commitment to put out content. Again, this is not easy. I think people think this is super easy. And it's not that it's hard because you're having conversations, but like not everybody wants to get in front of anybody and express their feelings, be vulnerable, do all these things, and just have real, candid conversations. Not everybody is built for that. So it take a lot for some people to get on there and do that. So shout out to anybody that's really sitting down and, like I said, committing time to building up their podcast and their art and their content. I salute you. I think it's dope. I love it. And the No Thank You Show, my homies. These ladies are crushing it. Again, I think they're going to the top. Great content. And a lot of it for me, because I'm not a female, so I'm taking it as a way for me to soak up information, because that's what you want to do. You want to get better. You got to use these shows as a way to learn. And it's not all just comedy. I think people are like, oh, you just get on there and tell jokes and talk about dumb shit. No. A lot of people have podcasts that are meant and designed to help people progress forward and thrive and grow as people. It's not just all bullshit. It's not shit like this. All right. This shit's lit though, ain't it? All right. You know what's crazy, man? There are still places in the South that hate black people so much that they want to try to get them caught up early. Imagine looking in the face of a 6-year-old and trying to explain to him why you're trying to put him in the system because he broke off a piece of a flower. A small child. But he destroys real property. And you know what's crazy? As I'm doing all this real estate stuff, I'm learning about all these things, and I'm just like, this is so crazy. Because somebody is like really on some shit where they feel like their personal property was destroyed. I know what you're going to say. Well, he took the flower, whatever he did, and by the law. He's breaking the law. He's 6. He's just a small child. They said they couldn't even get him to pay attention at his hearing. He's like all over the place. Like, he's 6. You're really trying to you're bringing a 6-year-old up on charges. You know how petty you got to be to want to bring charges upon a 6-year-old? Well, why do they do it? Well, it's because if you can put him in the system now and make it easier for you to be able to send him to prison later. And then when he goes to prison, that's your free labor. He'll never be able to have a regular job. This is what they hope. We'll find a way to overcome this and make sure that this does not happen to this young man. But what they're hoping for is that he will end up so fucked up that he won't be able to actually become a self-sufficient adult because he'll already have all of these things that handicap him. Remember, 6 years old, this is over a flower. And now, no offense, I can understand maybe, can we get the family to go to Lowe's and bring us back a flower? I don't want to hear that there aren't options like that. Or you ain't got no damn money. You had enough money to put all this shit in. What was going to happen if you wouldn't have seen that this was the person that did it? You would have just replaced it, right? So I'm sure that you have made absolute certain that you have sufficient funds to make sure that you can replace this if something happened to it or get damaged. Or do people take out insurance on plant? Does somebody know that? I don't know that. Is that a thing? Do you get insurance for your plants and shit so if they get damaged, you get someone else to replace them? Because if you wouldn't have seen him do this, or there would have been no evidence, you would have just had to replace it. So once you realize that it's just a small child who just does not understand, why are you not taking all of that into account? Like, just go fix it, bro. Like, you're trying to make somebody's life hard. But again, it benefits them. And you got to remember that people are commodities. To certain people, we are all commodities. Black people are the best kind. You screw his life up now, he goes to juvenile detention, he goes to jail, he goes to prison. He's your slave forever. Forever. And then there's somebody that makes money off of him when this happens to him. It's an investment. Black men are like stocks and bonds to these people. You let them mature, and then white people cash them in. And if it feel like it's not panning out, excuse me, you kill them. Because what good are they to you? You know how crazy it is that I would think any of that? But I think all that based on what these people have shown me my entire life. R.I.P. Khalif Browder. I think about Khalif all the time. Khalif, I think about you all the time, brother. You know what I also think about? I also think about how I'm getting close to Wesley Snipesing myself because I have not done my taxes yet. I used to do them as soon as I would get the W-2 because I was so responsible. I'm not that responsible. A little bit responsible. When it came to taxes, and mainly is because I knew I was going to get some money back. I'm like, oh yeah, let's get this shit done. I would do it all the time. Just bam, 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 quick. Last year, I did these motherfuckers quick, and then I owed money quick, and I didn't like that. So today I'm driving home, and I'm like, oh shit. It's almost April. I got to do these damn taxes. And I'm like, damn, you've really been dragging your feet on this. I almost went into where I'm going to kind of shame myself. And I'm like, no, nigga, that's not why. It's not because you've been lazy. It's not because of none of that. It's because you ultimately know that you owe some damn money based on the job that you have. And there is no rush to have to see that shit pop up at when you get all the way to the end on TurboTax. So I got to do these damn taxes, man, because now there are a couple things in life that really scare me. It scares me that I'm almost 35 years old and I don't feel like I've ever seen like a jury summons, and that makes me nervous because then I sometimes be thinking, have they sent that shit and I just tossed it in the trash? I check the thing to see if I have warrants out because they can send you to jail if you don't respond to that and go to that type of shit. And I got to check my driving record every so often because if you out here riding around crazy, the last thing I want to happen to me is that I get pulled over. You see how crazy this is? This is why I got to check this shit. But I really do be checking to see if I don't got a warrant out because I have never gotten one. Or am I a little bit feeling kind of slighted? Like these niggas ain't picked me yet. Like I'm not good enough to sit there and be like, oh, I wonder what his motives were. Why did he do it? I could be in that room with them. And there's free food. Nigga, pick me. I need a couple of days off from work anyway. And then taxes. I'm afraid of ending up, you know, and they're like, what you in for, dog? Like, I don't want to be like, taxes. Because that's how I feel like that sounds. Because there's nothing gangster about just forgetting to file some receipts and shit. Nothing gangster about that. That's not going to give me the credibility I need to survive 18 months. I think that's what standard tax evasion fraud type of shit is. So like, I don't know if that's what would be the outcome if I didn't do them. I know you can probably request a deadline or an extension, excuse me. But they're probably going to be like, what have you been doing to where you couldn't have gotten these done? I'm like, I ain't going to lie to you. I've been ducking y'all because I know y'all going to tell me I owe y'all money. I don't want to owe you money. I feel like you owe me money for all my pain and suffering. And I know they ate that stimulus check. I know they ate it, and it's cool. So maybe you just let me slide, and I don't have to do. I'm gonna do them, but I don't want you to tell me that I owe you money because then I'm gonna start feeling like I'm getting robbed, and it make it tough because I know I can't do nothing about it, and that's not fair. Okay, I don't like that. The story about the 6-year-old is just crazy to me, bro. That's just so crazy. They're trying to bring my nigga up on charges, bro. He's 6. He's 6. We got people that's really out here doing bad. And y'all are like, nah, him. Like, you mean to tell me he's getting brought up on charges quicker than the people that killed Breonna Taylor in her own home while she was asleep? You mean to tell me that this 6-year-old child is more of a threat to society than the people who wear badges and masquerade as public servants? You mean to tell me he's more of a threat than those motherfuckers? It's America. White people, if you watch this show, I want you to actually think about what I was just saying. He's 6 years old. They're trying to get him processed quick. We know that they entered the home and they killed her. We know that. They are murderers. I'm saying it slow just in case you don't understand me, since you seem to think that Black people aren't very educated and can't pronounce their words. She was murdered. It's not a hard thing to understand. Again, the 6-year-old is being processed and prosecuted quicker than the people who killed a woman in her home while she was asleep. Gabby said, jail food is disgusting. Yeah, I know. I've seen it on some of the videos. Listen, I'm not laughing at y'all. I am not. I am laughing because I know why Gabby typed that. Listen, I've shared her story on this show before. Gabby, I'm sorry. I didn't tell you, didn't listen. I just told him how you knock Buddy eye out. Anyway, Gabby also says, enjoy your taxes now because we were excited till we realized we would end up paying 10 racks for a house. Like, grown people taxes leaving the wallet as soon as you get it. Yeah, man. That's why I'm delaying the whole tax payment. Y'all can't be out here allowing people to do bad and not do all these things and have me driving on these shitty ass Seattle streets and then have the nerve to ask me for some money. Matter of fact, you owe me $10,000. Anyway, I got to get up out of here. I appreciate everybody that's in the chat. Gabby, Alyssa, anybody else. Drive-through margaritas sound great. I probably seemed like I needed a few. I feel like yesterday's show was ass. But I appreciate everybody that was watching that one. We had a lot of people slide through this week. I appreciate y'all. Like and subscribe, do other things, share to your friends. Shout out to the No Thank You Show, Mark, Crystal, Felicia, Lexi, and then shout out to Deanna Cruz and her wonderful show. And then my friend Cindy, who's on there. They're talking about all types of stuff. I think one of the things they're talking about was farts or something. I don't know. Listen, I know I'm grown, but anytime farting is brought, that shit's funny. Y'all got to stop acting like this shit not funny when you know that it is. Farts be making niggas laugh, okay? It's okay, all right? You listen, you can be an adult, be grown, be responsible, and still think farting is funny. I'm out of here. I'll see y'all next week.